Hi, this is your man, Sir-Earl, coming to you once again. Today is September 1st, 2019. We're, not the ninth month of the year. We're almost done with this year. So, the first thing is I wanted to congratulate my wife, Chie, for taking second at the North American Championship, which is one of the greatest amateur shows in the world that turns you pro. She missed a pro card by a couple of points and placing by placing first, she would have got the pro card. So she lost by a few points to the first place contestant, which it could have went either way. So I wanted to thank her about that. And we've been extremely busy. We've been in Pittsburgh since Tuesday. We got back yesterday, which was Saturday. Today, like I said, is Sunday morning, and I'm sitting here doing this podcast, trying to get back in the groove of spending the last few months preparing and helping her get ready for her show. So one of the title of this podcast, not the title, but the subject of this podcast is the choice that I made to be in the fitness world was the greatest choice of my life. It has given me things that this knucklehead, non-educated ex-gangbanger from the streets of Inglewood would have never gotten. I walked into a gym November 1st, 1990, and my life was never the same after that. I fell in love with the aspects of what this chosen path chose to offer. And it led me into where I am now. I've owned the business for over 21 years. And I try to instill in people the great things that comes along with working out. Not just, oh, I look better or my clothes fit better or I'm losing weight. That's a part of it. But the important thing is the character traits and the quality of what those character traits bring to your life because they are transferable. The first and most important being discipline and then goal setting. You can take that. I took those lessons which I learned. I started out I was diagnosed at 6 weeks old with pneumonia and the doctor said I would never be big. So for years I listened to that and I never even tried, but I just just something just kept telling me just start working out. So I went from 147 pounds at 26 years old to I've been as high as 265. So that's a lot, and it all came through weight training, goal setting, discipline. I can eat how I should eat. I can train how I should train. Most people can't follow a consistent diet for 15 minutes. I've followed a consistent diet probably for the last 15 to 20 years. Most people will look at it and be like, why are you eating that? But I do get to sometimes indulge in the things that I like um, if I'm not preparing for a show, which I have not done one in a while. So I still keep my diet relatively clean because it just makes me feel better, and I still have physical goals and mental goals that I am trying to accomplish. So when I wake up and I eat the right foods, I get my workout in, I do my meditation and things, and I keep my mind right, I have so much clarity and so much energy and so much purpose. And I utilize that to advance my business, which in my business, the gym business, personal training business, most businesses are 3 to 5 years, open and close. I've managed to have a business for the last 21, almost 22 years. I've managed to work in this industry for the last 29 years, self-employed, working for myself, managing people's gyms and things like that. So it has been about taking the right steps, managing, having the right goals, keeping looking forward, understanding that I started in a gym cleaning equipment, but I knew I had to start somewhere in a gym. And that led to being a manager, and that led to being a personal trainer, and that led to being a business owner. It's all steps. And the thing is, one of my podcasts that is doing very, very well is love to learn the process, not just the prize. And I love the process of climbing the ladder of success to where I am now. If you'd have asked me 15 years ago, do I think I would be here? I would tell you no. if you would have asked me as a teenager growing up in the streets, most people, including me, would have thought I would have been dead by now. By 19, I managed to be live to 54, and so one of the things that I do a lot of, I learned to be very, very grateful and very, very humble. These things that I do today are gifts, and I appreciate the gifts of what I do, how I'm able to impact people's lives, doing something that I love to do every day. It's a gift, and I wake up every day, and I give thanks for that gift, and I'm very, very humble. It's I was telling a client the other day, every time someone pays me, which is multiple times per day, it amazes me that people would make the sacrifice to nobody is rich, so everything you give, it is a sacrifice. Something is not getting done because you chose to come to ratio 1 to 1 and trust that we're going to do the right thing with you. So imagine every time I'm paid, I feel I have to give more, I have to do more, I have to create more value for my clients. And this has been this way probably since I've been in business. I've always felt humbled every time a client pays. And so imagine you're getting paid multiple times a day. You stretch it over 21 years. That's my mindset, is to always be grateful that people choose to come to ratio 1 to 1, because they could choose to go anywhere, but they come to me or come to my club, and they they pay, they renew, they renew, they renew, and each time, even if they're paying 1 or 2 sessions at a time, and they come in, and I look through the receipt book and I see that, and I say, wow, we've got to give more, we've got to do more, we've got to be better. We've got to get better equipment. We got to keep it clean. We have to mop. We got to keep the place smelling good. I mean, always something. It's always something you can do to increase the value of your club. And a lot of people, I don't know if they miss that part or they don't understand that part, but they feel they're doing the client a favor, and they're not. It's the other way around, and that's probably the secret to my longevity. Is one, I understand it's a gift. Two, I love it every single day. And three, I'm very humbled by the fact that people would support something that I set and dreamed about and put together. They've been very supportive. I've had clients for over 25 years, and they continue to support ratio 1 to 1. And I'm very humbled by it, and I just try to make sure I show that appreciation all the time. Um, but back to what fitness gave me and what it should give people. The lessons, when you start moving into the corporate gyms where their main goal is the bottom line, which is money, profits, they lose touch with the caring of people. Most people that come to you, yeah, getting in shape is part of it, but that's not the biggest and only reason they come to you. Sometimes people are stressed. Sometimes people are on medication. Sometimes people, like a lot of ladies, they have no time to themselves. Maybe that's the only hour per day that they get. So you want to make those experiences great. So I grown to understand over the years that it's not about just physical, even though that's what they pay us for. It's about understanding and knowing your client and teaching them to the skills and character traits that will make them better people. So the character traits are transferable. One of the things we get a lot of people in, because on the outside need work, on the inside has grew a very low view of themselves, which is AKA low self-esteem. And one of the things that we teach them is, as you progress on your journey of building your body physically, you have to believe in yourself mentally, which we're able to raise people's self-esteem, which is one of the qualities that they give you. It gives you more energy. It gives you more clarity. You can think better. When you think better, you make better decisions. It teaches you discipline, goal setting, accountability. People show up there. People that have never been consistent in working out come to ratio 1 to 1, and they become very, very consistent because they're held accountable. If you don't come in, we're going to call you, find out what happened. So we've heard every excuse in the book. I've been doing this a long time, and I've heard every excuse that people have had. So one of the things that I find that's very important, and people can't put their finger on it, and that is when you start from the inside out. When you start with the mental conditioning about working out, then you start to see things change. When they become consistent and they become accountable, even when they're not in your presence, because they feel they're accountable to you. They've never been accountable to anybody but themselves. So now that they feel that they're accountable to you, they don't want to let you down. So we get phone calls, we get pictures of menus. Hey, I'm at this restaurant. What can I eat? So we go above and beyond what we do. And I don't want to make this sound like a commercial for ratio 1 to 1. It's just that if people really understood all the benefits that you can receive from working out besides just the physical aspect, you would have so many more happy people and the world would be a happier place. And unfortunately, a lot of trainers don't preach that. A lot of trainers don't instill that, probably because they don't know. Everyone thinks personal training is a quick hustle. Oh, I know how to work out, and I just get them to work out and I kill them, and yeah, okay, right, whatever. The main thing is you kill them for a week and you don't see them again, and you call that training. I've had clients for 25 years because I don't kill them. I make progress in them. I see how they're doing, how their kids are doing, how their husband and wife is doing, and I show them that I care. And at the same time, I get them in top-notch shape. So it's about more than just I can work out. Let me train you. It goes so far beyond that. We've had clients that we worked with, and this just happened recently, that trained with us 25 years ago that are still recommending people because of what it did to them at one of the lowest points in their life. And that had nothing to do with physical. It had everything to do with the lessons learned and the esteem and the clarity to make great decisions. And they're telling their family members, their sister, actually, um, you're at a low point. These people can help you. Let's go over here and let's sign up. Now, if something like that does not humble you to do what you do, um, I don't know what will. A lot of people, they just look at the profession as trainers. We look at it as we help people's lives. We change people's lives. We help evolve their lives from the inside out. You can't do it from the outside in. It does not work. You can look better. You can walk around the front like you feel better, you're happier, but that's all it is front. When you start from the inside and they get healthier and they get stronger and their mind is working clearer, they can achieve anything. And I've seen it for the last 30 years. I've been a part of it for the last 30 years. And it is the most humbling experience. And it is a gift that I was given to do that. And it's just caring about people, not caring about the bottom line, not caring about how many pounds they lose, making them better, making them feel better, making them wanting to be there, making them wanting to be a part of who you are and what you represent. And they look forward to it. They pay long before they do. We charge an appropriate fee. I've never heard anybody say we charge too much, because it's the value in what you receive in return. So, as I wrap this up, as I want to say, it's like, get into working out, get into improving yourself from the inside out, and that's what working out can do. Once you start to understand, you feel better, you look better, your mind is clearer, then you start to look for goals outside. Okay, if I can make it to the gym every day, I can read a book, I can meditate, I can start my own business. It's so many aspects that can be achieved from the fitness world. It is the one thing that has changed a non-educated. I never went to high school. I didn't go to college. A non-educated knuckle ex gangbanger from the gutters of Inglewood into a person that has a podcast, has a business, travels the world, meet people, learn to be a better person, and all these things I guarantee you would have not been possible. Not for me. Maybe somebody else can do it a different way. But for me, it was done through fitness. I walked into a gym and I fell in love with the concept of working out and bettering myself. And it has led me for 28 years to the point of where I am now, where I make such a difference in people's lives. So you have to give it a try. You have to understand the qualities that you gain by really improving yourself from the inside out. So trust me on this one. Your life will never be the same when you start to embrace the qualities of what this does for you as a person. And if you don't believe me, ask any of the clients that we've ever worked with what it does for you, and they will gladly tell you so. Until next time, next week, I'm saying keeping it positive, keep treat people right, and I will talk to you next week. This is your man, Sir-Earl, signing out. Peace.